Yes, single valued branches of root z. By definition of function, all the functions must be single valued. That is, if in fz we put one value of z, then we must get one and only one value of fz. The same is true for analytic functions. It is, however, also possible to consider multiple valued function like root z. Provided in this case, we can select a single valued function when the function is restricted to certain region. We here study how to define a single valued analytic branch of root z. We first consider a real valued function of a real variable. Y is equal to fx is equal to x square. In xy plane, this represents a parabola. In first quadrant, we have this part of parabola, and in second quadrant, we have this part of parabola shown by blue curve and here red curve. Now, if we solve the equation x square is equal to y, we get x is equal to plus minus root y. So the process of inversion give multiple valued function x is equal to plus minus root y. But multiple valued functions are not allowed, and we say that the process of inversion give rise to two functions. One is say g1y is equal to plus root y for fx is equal to x square when x belongs to 0 to a. And second is g2y is equal to minus root y for fx is equal to x square when x belongs to minus a to 0. That is, we have these two functions gy is equal to plus root y and g2y is equal to minus root y. Note that this part of the parabola in first quadrant in xy plane goes to this part of the parabola in yx plane by this function gy is equal to plus root y, and then this function is single valued, and this part of the parabola in second quadrant goes to this part of the parabola in fourth quadrant, and function is g2y is equal to minus root y, and this is also single valued. In this way, in the analogy of the complex analysis, we can say that we have two branches of the function g y is equal to root y. One is g1 y is equal to plus root y and other is g2 y is equal to minus root y. The origin where two branches intersect is called the branch point. If we have to discuss the continuity and differentiability of the function g1y is equal to plus root y, then since the derivative does not exist at origin, therefore we consider the function gy in the interval 0 to a, where interval is open at origin. Now we consider w is equal to root z, where z is a complex number. Now the under root of a complex number can be calculated explicitly. Let z is equal to x plus iota y, then root z is root x plus iota y, and say this equal alpha plus iota beta. On squaring both sides, we have alpha square minus beta square plus 2 iota alpha beta is equal to x plus iota y. So alpha square minus beta square is equal to x and 2 alpha beta is equal to y on equating real and imaginary part in this equation. Now we can calculate alpha square plus beta square on using this relation. This equal alpha square minus beta square whole square plus 4 alpha square beta square all under the root. Now substituting values from here, alpha square minus beta square is equal to x and 2 alpha beta is equal to y. So we have alpha square plus beta square is equal to under root x square plus y square. Now from these two equation, if we add these two and divide by 2, we get alpha square is equal to half x plus under root x square plus y square. Now subtract this equation from this equation and divide by 2. We get beta square is equal to half minus x plus under root x square plus y square. But we also have one more equation, 2 alpha beta is equal to y. And this implies beta is equal to 1 over 2 alpha y. Therefore, if we take positive square root here, then alpha is 1 by 2 in under root x plus x square plus y square in under root. Then beta is equal to y over root 2 and in under root x plus under root x square plus y square. And on rationalizing this, we get this equal y over under root y square and under root this expression. Now we write under root y square as mod y. Similarly, if we take here negative square root, then beta comes out to be equal to here with minus sign. So what we have for y not equal to 0, root z is plus minus under root x plus under root x square plus y square by 2 plus iota y over mod y under root minus x plus under root x square plus y square by 2. And for y is equal to 0, we have root z is equal to plus minus root x when x is greater than equal to 0. And when x is less than 0, root z is plus minus iota root x. So the square root of a complex number is also complex. And in general, since there is no order relation among the complex, we cannot distinguish between positive square root and negative square root. We can, however, distinguish between the upper and lower positive and negative sign in 1. We then can choose one value of root z correspond to the case when root z has positive real part. In case if we take real part of root z is equal to 0, then we get two values of root z from here. So we get one and only one value of root z only when real part of root z is greater than 0. So we consider two functions f1 and f2 such that f2z is equal to minus f1z for all z belongs to omega and f1z is equal to root z with real part of root z greater than 0. Now, in order to discuss the continuity and differentiability of this function, we have to define the corresponding region omega. Note that on negative real axis, that is when y is equal to 0, then we have real part of root z is equal to 0, which is not positive. So we omit negative real axis from the region and define omega to be the set of all complex number except 0 and negative real numbers. So what we have this domain, omega is region. This is open connected region. And this region is obtained by omitting this negative real axis from the z plane. And this goes to under this mapping root z with real part of root z greater than 0. This goes to open right half plane. Similarly, minus root z goes to open left half plane. Also note that this negative real axis is called the branch cut. Why? Because we have omitted this negative real axis from the complex plane and the remaining part is again a region. Also note that origin is also omitted from here and this origin is called the branch point. Now when we have defined this single valued function, then we can discuss continuity and differentiability. Let fz is equal to root z and is such that real part of root z is positive and omega is this region set of all complex number except this mean except negative real axis. Then we have to show that f is continuous. We write w is equal to root z and let z1 z2 be any 2 points in omega. Then w1 is equal to root z1 is equal to u1 plus iota v1 where u1 is strictly greater than 0. And similarly we take w2 is equal to u2 plus iota v2 where u2 is strictly greater than 0. Now we have this identity mod z1 minus z2 this equal mod w1 square minus w2 square and write this as w1 minus w2 into w1 plus w2. So this equal mod w1 minus w2 into mod w1 plus w2. And from this mod w1 minus w2 is equal to mod z1 minus z2 over mod w1 plus w2. Now real part of z is less than equal to mod z. We have this inequality, and on using this inequality we have mod w1 plus w2 is greater than equal to real part of w1 plus w2 is equal to u1 plus u2, which is strictly greater than u1. So we have 1 over mod w1 plus w2 is less than 1 over u1, and therefore from 2 we have mod w1 minus w2 less than mod z1 minus z2 over u1. It follows that when z2 goes to z1 from here, then w2 goes to w1. So root z is continuous at z1, and from this we conclude that root z is continuous in omega. And remember that by root z we mean real part of root z is greater than 0, and by omega we mean set of whole complex number except negative real axis. Now the derivative can be obtained by differentiation of inverse function. Right, w is equal to root z, this means z is equal to w square. And similarly, w plus delta w is equal to root z plus delta z. This implies z plus delta z is w plus delta w whole square. Now we have shown that root z is continuous. Therefore, delta z goes to 0 implies delta w goes to 0. And we have dw over dz is equal to limit delta z goes to 0. By definition of derivative, dw by dz is equal to limit delta z goes to 0 root z plus delta z minus root z over delta z. Now substitute values here. We have this equal w plus delta w minus w, and write delta z as z plus delta z minus z. Now this w cancels out, and we take this delta w in the denominator of this part, and write z plus delta z as w plus delta z whole square, and then minus w square. And what is this? This by definition is just the derivative of w square, which is 2w, and w is root z. So derivative is 1 by 2 root z. So root z is analytic in omega. That is, if we take root z for the case when real part of root z is strictly positive, and omega is the region obtained by excluding negative real axis from the z plane, then this function is single valued and analytic, and other branch is minus root z. Now we can also discuss the multiple valued function on using polar coordinates. That is, writing z is equal to r exponential iota theta, where r is equal to mod z and theta is argument of z. Then a function f is said to be single valued if f satisfied fz is equal to, writing this as z is a function of r theta, and this comes out to be equal to f of z r theta plus 2 pi. Then we say that f is single valued, and if fz is not equal to f of z r theta plus 2 pi, then f is said to be multiple valued function. For example, we know this function is single valued, fz is equal to z square. Also from this definition, f of z r theta, when we write z is equal to r exponential iota theta, then z square is r square exponential 2 iota theta. And then on replacing theta by theta plus 2 pi, we find that f of z r theta plus 2 pi is equal to r square exponential 2 iota theta, then exponential 4 pi iota theta. Exponential for pi iota theta is 1. Therefore, this comes out to be equal to r square exponential iota theta. So both are same. So this function is by this definition also single valued. Now consider this function root z. When we write z is equal to r exponential iota theta, then this comes out to be fz r theta is equal to root r exponential iota theta by 2. And on replacing theta by theta plus 2 pi, we have f of z r theta plus 2 pi. This equal root r exponential iota theta plus 2 pi by 2. And this equals minus root r exponential iota theta by 2. Why? Because here we have this term exponential iota pi, which is minus 1. Also note that for any positive integer n, we have f of z r comma theta plus 2 and pi. This equal root r exponential iota theta by 2 and then exponential iota n pi. Exponential iota n pi, where n is integer, is either plus 1 or minus 1. So we always get only two values, plus minus root r exponential iota theta. So this also shows that there are two branches of root z. One is denoted as w1 is equal to root r exponential iota theta by 2, and we take theta to be in the interval minus pi to pi. And w2 is equal to minus root r exponential iota theta by 2. Again, theta is in this interval. Now the branch w1, root r exponential iota theta by 2, is called the principal branch of root z. Also note here that argument of w1, that is this theta by 2, lies in the interval minus pi by 2 to pi. Further, we can also use the single valued branch of log z to explain the single valued branch of root z. Why? Because we have this relation z root z is equal to exponential half log z, and this log z we have already discussed as a single valued branch in this region, set of all complex number except negative real axis, and this is same as writing set of all complex number with modulus of argument of z strictly less than pi. So from these argument, it also follows that we can choose a single valued branch of root z in the region omega. Also note here that the imaginary part of log z is argument of z, and when we go from here third quadrant along this line, argument of z is minus pi, because here argument of z is minus pi plus tan inverse y by x, and here argument of z is pi plus tan inverse y by x, and when we go from this direction we get the value pi. So in this case it is not continuous along this negative real axis. That is why we have to omit this negative real axis, and equivalently we have theta is strictly less than pi. We will discuss the branches of other functions in some other videos in detail. Here we note that a branch of a multiple valued function f is a single valued function obtained from f which is continuous in a region obtained by restricting the region of f. Also, a point is called the branch point of a multiple valued function if f is discontinuous upon traversing a small closed curve about this point. For example, here we have this log z is not continuous along this line. A branch cut is a portion of line or curve which is used to define the branch of a multiple valued function. For example, the array argument of z is equal to pi originating from the origin form branch cut of root z. That is, for example, in this case, we have to cut this negative real axis, or we can say that it is a ray opening from origin, and this represents branch cut. Thank you.